Hello everybody, good morning and welcome to the birelART UK Series 2018 here from the Shenington Kart Racing Club. It's round 7 of the 2018 Championship and we are going to have a very exciting day at the office as qualifying is already set to begin for the birelART Cadets Championship. Jake Sanson here, trackside at Shenington Kart Racing Club, and we've got a day of action-packed racing in the penultimate round of the 2018 birelART UK Series grid. None of the championships today can be decided here at Shenington. They will all three of them go down to the wire at the season finale at Wilton Mill, but we'll know a little bit more about who the championship contenders will be after today's great racing action. The cadets qualifying session is now rocking and rolling and underway, so it's up to these youngsters to see how well they will fare today. It's going to be a very exciting battle from the youngsters. They start racing in this championship, of course, from as young as astonishingly 7 years of age, and they have been absolutely incredible all season long. We've got some very good faces in the paddock once again. You're looking at the championship leader, number 5 Nathan Tye, who comes into this championship round with a decent advantage coming into the weekend. In terms of the championship points, he's obviously accrued a very good amount over the course of the last few weeks. However, the championship can definitely still be won by his season-long opponent, Oakley Keatley, who has only missed one round of the championship, which of course now technically makes that his dropped score. But he's been very strong ever since he returned last time out at Houghton Park. He has not finished lower than second since his comeback from injury. And as a result of that, Oakley Keatley is only, I'm trying to do the math here, 32 points behind Nathan Tye on dropped scores, and with over 500 points still available for the remainder of the season, it could still go either way. And this round of the championship is going to be critical in terms of the championship ramifications. They're all going to want to put in as good a possible time as they can. And of course, all of the drivers will be trying to come straight out of the blocks in qualifying and put on a good show. There is Nathan Tye, the number 5. Hello to all of those of you who are listening via Downforce UK, and to those of you who are watching via our live streams. We are on the Alpha Live YouTube channel, and of course the Facebook pages for the birelART UK Series, for Karting Magazine, for Kart Pulse, for Downforce UK, and of course for Alpha Live. Great to see you wherever you may be watching from around the world. And it is going to be a very exciting battle. 9 races over the course of the day, 3 in each of our classes. For cadet, the 60cc machines, for drivers aged 7 to 12. The juniors for ages 12 up to 16, 100cc engine karts, and then of course the 125cc brigade for 16 and over in the super elites. First lap times are coming in now, but the first flying lap, the major qualifying lap times are going to be this second qualifying lap, as Nathan Tye has come straight out of the blocks early on in car number 5 and has gone to the top spot already with an original time of 52.339. His second lap time is not quite as fast as that. Oakley Keatley, his main championship rival, no major surprises, is in second place until Aidan Hassan comes to party. Now, Aidan Hassan is searching for his first win in the birelART UK Series Cadets. Last time out at Houghton Park, he got himself on the overall podium in a final for the first time. And a very exciting moment it was indeed for him to grab his first top 3 finish on a podium. In terms of the championship form book thus far, we've had an off up at the hairpin by the look of it. There's some yellow flags, but hopefully Craig Evans is going to get himself going again, and he has done already. It is the busiest birelART Cadet grid of the season, in fact, and it's great to see so many drivers out there for this round of the championship. 19 competitors this time out for the birelART Cadets. It is the busiest grid we have seen of the cadets in 2018, and it's great to see so many drivers out there who have all come through the birelART Cadet Academy, which runs on the Saturday morning of each event. And the vast majority of the field have all come through that academy, getting used to the karts and getting up to speed. They do a lot of drills on the Saturday, and of course yesterday it was absolutely chucking it down with rain, but they still ran the cadets absolutely brilliantly in the academy, and they've learnt the circuit. But of course now they're on the dry tyres, so it's going to be much easier in terms of the running. This is actually their first running of the weekend in the dries, because yesterday was a total and utter washout, with rain basically spoiling play in terms of fast lap times all the way through. But there is Nathan Tye back on the top form once again, a 51.937 for him. as he continues his great form here at Shenington and drops that to a 51.8, but Oakley-Keatley does a 51.621. So he is now fastest. So it is Oakley-Keatley on pole position for the moment from Nathan Tye, Aidan Hassan, Charlie Humphreys, and Riley Price is the leading novice. That's very good form indeed from Riley. Don't forget, this is only his second or third time, I think it is, in the championship. I'll try to remember which was the first for Riley Price. That was back at Glenagorse Park when he joined midway through the season. And yes, last time out at Hooton Park, they did a reasonably good job, but not quite the speed they wanted. He is now 8th position in qualifying as Archie, Haran, Jamie Gurney and Callum Lockett have all improved. But obviously in the standings at the moment, we've got Oakley-Keatley from Aidan Hassan, Nathan Tye just a whisker in front of Charlie Humphreys, and that's going to be an interesting battle for the rest of the season, as Aidan Hassan is trying to get into 3rd place in the Drivers' Championship. He can technically catch Charlie Humphreys with 2 meetings to go. It is very doable, but obviously they're going to have to work very hard to do it. There is Riley Price, the number 60 if you're watching along on the live stream. And Riley's been a very impressive novice. This is only his 3rd meeting in the 2018 campaign, and already he is showing flashes of brilliance. One additional face to the calendar this weekend is the number 24. That is young Freddie Cox, who's been running in and out of the birelART Academy for the last 6 months or so, and has been doing most of the Saturday mornings, basically waiting until he was old enough to compete. Now he is, so he is making his debut in the championship here at the penultimate round of the series. So it is Aidan Hassan on pole position at the moment from Oakley-Keatley, and there is just under 5 minutes left of the qualifying session. So Hassan going to the top on a 51.615, just 0.6 of a second quicker than Oakley-Keatley. So this is going to be a very close run for pole position as Nathan Tye puts in his best lap of the session, which is 0.063 behind Hassan's pole position time. So this is going to be a close one for pole position, but then we always knew it was going to be. This is qualifying at Shenington. This is the Monza of British karting for those motor racing enthusiasts. It is incredibly fast, lots of high-speed corners and very long straights. So there's only 2 major stopping points on the circuit for braking. Certainly for cadets, there's only really 2 moments you get very hard on the brakes around this place. And we're looking at one of them at the moment, the Stratford hairpin, as they come through, and then they'll go down this long straight into the right kink, which is part of the Bruno chicane. They'll get on the brakes a little bit for that, but they can carry a lot of speed out in a cadet. It is tighter than it looks, though, on the live stream. Then they'll go down the Hanger straight, which you're watching on the stream now. You'll notice you're going down it, and through Hanger corner. Some very brave moves can be made there. You can still see a lot of damp patches around the circuit after yesterday's rain, and then they go into the tight hairpin at Wilkins, and then they come back over the main straight once again into Park Bend. It's a very tough circuit, and Nathan Tye has already got himself back into pole position with a 51.362. Aidan Hassan 0.199 back from Keatley and Charlie Humphreys. Archie Haran is now the leading rookie in 5th from Callum Lockett and Jamie Gurney. Then it is Riley Price ahead of Craig Evans and Freddie Cox. Mackenzie Taylor in the 102 is in 11th position. A good run from Mackenzie, considering again that this is only his 2nd run in the kart. Did a reasonable job in his first race meeting up at Hooton Park. Lily Jeffs is in 12th position at the moment from Josh Turnbull. Then it is Hudson Cross ahead of Jamie Scott and Ali Hussein. Chase Sharp, Jamie Warner and Jake Bell. 19 cadets out this weekend, and the gap from the front to the back is just 3.1 seconds. Really good to see the fighting form of the cadets in this 2018 season. They've put on a very exciting show indeed. But Nathan Tye is currently on pole position. Hassan has definitely closed down the gap though in the 55. Oakley-Keatley, the number 9, is in 3rd position from Charlie Humphreys. There is Aidan Hassan, number 55, just chasing Charlie Humphreys on the road, which is exactly what he's doing in the championship as well. And Hassan has a really good chance of grabbing pole position. He loves this Shenington circuit. He's got a really good flow here. And Aidan Hassan comes over the start-finish line. Can he get a lap time that will put him into pole position? Let's have a look. Yes, he does, a 51.202. Much better from Aidan Hassan this time. So obviously they're going to be trading fastest laps to the end of the session, but with only, well, just under 2 minutes to go now, there is going to be a very severe battle for pole position now. Aidan Hassan back on top, Nathan Tye in 2nd position, but what an amazing moment it would be for Aidan Hassan to grab pole position in qualifying at a critical part of the championship, where he is battling away for the points with this man, the number 6 Charlie Humphreys. The two of them running around together. And that man, Oakley Keatley, is of course fighting for the championship himself. He's looking back to see where these two are, because he might be able to get a decent toe off them and go for pole position himself. At the moment, he's 0.4 of a second back. There's Nathan Tighe, who is second position at the moment. There's Oakley Keatley. Look, he's dropping back, trying to get a toe from these two, I'm guessing, in the hope that he can get a faster lap time on the board. So he's going to let Charlie Humphreys and Aiden Hassan push him around. Either that or he's going to fall in behind them. They want to run very closely together to get a decent lap on the board. Charlie Humphreys 0.6 of a second down from Hassan's best. Oakley Keatley currently 0.4 of a second down from Hassan's best. So they need to get a little bit of a wiggle on. As Aiden Hassan has a look up the inside of Charlie Humphreys, you'd be forgiven for thinking they're racing at this point. This is qualifying, but you do get a good toe if you run in with another driver. Craig Evans has moved up into 6th position in behind Archie Haran. Callum Lockett is now 7th in front of Riley Price, Mackenzie Taylor and Jamie Gurney, who for some reason just doesn't have the pace we know him to have. He's definitely top 5 material, Jamie Gurney, but for some reason something is not quite right with the kart, and he is there in 10th position at the moment. Freddie Cox is 11th from Jamie Scott and Josh Turnbull, then Lily Jeffs, Hudson Cross, Jake Bell, Chase Sharp, Ali Hussein and Jamie Warner. The gap is still just 3.1 seconds, but we're running out of time. The time has come down to a close. The checkered flag is out, and Archie Haran has got Freddie Cox in behind him now. Freddie Cox, with his last lap, has just gone 6th fastest. Brilliant final lap from Freddie Cox, but the 4 protagonists for pole position are coming across the line shortly. So let's see how they go. Across the line this time, we've got the 101 coming through. That's Jamie Warner, who remains 3.1 seconds off. There's Chase Sharp. But here come the 4 drivers fighting for pole position. Aiden Hassan into Wilkins' hairpin. Is he going to hang on to it? 0.16 ahead of Nathan Tighe. Tighe does not improve. Keatley doesn't either, nor does Humphreys. Aiden Hassan is going to be pole position here at Shenington. Fantastic result for Aiden Hassan. A really strong result for the 55. And that is an absolutely terrific qualifying performance from him. So I'm going to whiz downstairs out of my commentary position into the scrutineering bay, which is literally just beneath my commentary position here at Shenington. Fantastic that we've got such close access to everything. And I'm going to try and grab a word with the man on pole position. For the races later, we'll actually be able to do a dummy grid walk so that we can grab a word with the drivers before they get into the race cars. But what a fantastic qualifying session in the cadets. Once again, here at Shenington, it was always going to be an interesting one. Just got the 102, Mackenzie Taylor, in front of me. Good effort from Mackenzie in qualifying today. Really good performance. Really good job. So not bad to see how it's all gone. And as the drivers come in after what has been a very close qualifying session, we're just making sure that everybody, the karts are obviously being brought in at the moment onto the weigh bay. They have to make sure that with full race suit and helmet and gloves on, plus the kart, they weigh the regulations. And so far, everybody has passed no problem. Another good session from Riley Price there in qualifying. Really good to see some good effort again from the newbies. All of the rookies have taken to birelART Cadet in 2018 like a duck to water. And with the biggest grid we've had so far this year, it's great to see that even though we've got 19 karts, the most we've had this year, they are still covered by just a whisker over 3 seconds. Really impressive to see how the pace has improved for the drivers in the 2018 season. Really good. So let's round up the positions. You've got it on your live stream screen in front of you. Aiden Hassan from Nathan Tighe, Oakley Keatley in 3rd, from Charlie Humphreys in 4th place, Archie Haran, Craig Evans, Callum Lockett and Riley Price, from Mackenzie Taylor and Jamie Gurney, then Freddie Cox, Jamie Scott, Josh Turnbull, Lily Jeffs, Hudson Cross, Jake Bell, Chase Sharp, Ali Hussein and Jamie Warner. Right beside me, actually, is the championship leader and the man second in qualifying, Nathan Tighe. Nathan, not a bad lap. That went pretty good.
Hoping just to get ahead and hopefully bring a few people, see how they can do against, and have hopefully a good race.
There's 2 rounds to go in the championship. It's you versus Oakley for the top of the points, and it's still very open. It's going to have to go down to the wire at Wilton. How do you think you can fare here?
Depends. Need to just do well, not try and get in any trouble, and have a good race.
Fantastic. Well, hopefully we'll see you a bit later on. Thanks, Nathan.
Thank you.
Good stuff in qualifying from Nathan Tighe, front row of the grid for him for the first race of the day. Let's wander over and see if we can grab a word with the man who he is fighting with for the championship, who is 3rd position in qualifying, Oakley Keatley. Oakley, come over, my friend. Good to see you again. And I have to say, since you've returned from your injury, you are still very fast, if not faster than you were before.
Yeah, I just think I can still get a little bit quicker when I can't, and then maybe get in the lead.
Fantastic. So qualifying obviously very close between the three drivers at the top, including yourself. Where do you think the victories are going to come today? Where can you beat Nathan?
We'll just have to wait and see.
Keeping the cards close to your chest. Thank you, Oakley. I really appreciate it. Thank you, mate. So there is one man, though. I know the juniors are just about to head out, but I'll try and grab a word with our pole position sitter just before we turn our attentions to the juniors. We'll let him get weighed first, but all hunky-dory. And for the first time in the birelART Cadets, Aidan Hassan in pole position. How does that one feel, mate? It's been a very good season anyway, and you got your first podium in a final last time out of Hooton Park, but pole position here, that must be pretty special.
Yeah, I feel good for myself. It'll be hard trying to defend from Nathan and that, but it's wish him luck and Oakley, and just let's do this.
The big question we've got to ask, considering how close it is up at the front, Aidan, you've come close to the top spot. Can you make it happen this time?
Yeah, probably.
Good man. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Not bad at all. It's great to see as well. The thing I love about this Cadet Championship as well is the camaraderie of the drivers as they come in. They all get out, they give each other a fist bump and a massive handshake. They all really get on with each other. It's amazing to see all of the drivers in the cadets, you know, from the front to the back. They are absolutely great bosom buddies. They really love hanging out with each other, and they always like to congratulate each other when they've done a good job. And it's an amazing little paddock to be part of if you're a cadet. And it's pure old school, lad and dad motor racing. So, a brilliant job there from the cadets. We'll catch up with them a little bit later on, but now... So I think we need to now make our way over to the dummy grid, where the cadets are ready to go. So they'll get their race weekend started, and of course, a very strong fight in the championship coming, of course, from the cadets in 2018 to conclude the season. 2 weekends to go, of course, in the title fight in birelART Cadets. But it is going to be a very strong fight for the end of the season, and we'll see some really good action from the drivers as their season will wrap over the course of the next 2 weekends. The great thing, though, of course, is that neither of the championships, none of the three categories in the birelART UK Series paddock are going to be wrapped up until the very last round of the championship at Wilton Mill next month. So it's going to be a really exciting battle in the final 2 weekends of the championship. But here at Shenington, it's obviously going to be a very exciting battle for all three classes, starting, of course, with the cadets. Aidan Hassan, pole position, looking for his first win of the season. He's got very close to it several times over the course of this year. We have, though, of course, alongside Nathan Tighe, championship leader, searching for what would be win number 10 in his fantastic season. Charlie Humphreys, though, starting on the second row of the grid, he is chasing his second win of the year and has had a really, really strong second half of the season. That pace that we know he's got seemed to dissipate a little bit in the early part of the season, but now it's come right back, and Charlie Humphreys is still very much a championship contender mathematically. Just looking through the field, we've got some real surprises. Here comes Oakley Keatley to his grid position, third place on the starting grid. So we need to catch up with a few of the drivers we didn't get to speak to after qualifying. We obviously heard from the top three drivers. Let's try and grab a word in there with Charlie Humphreys just before the start of proceedings. Charlie, fourth place, back where you belong in the first two rows after qualifying. So I guess it's game on from here.
Yeah.
So what are we going to see this weekend? I mean, are we going to see some of those sweet moves that we know you can do, or is this going to be a very long weekend?
I should be all right.
You reckon it's going to be all right? Fair enough. All right. No, simple. No problem at all. No need to say more. Thank you very much. So let's see how things will be for some of the other drivers in the field. Regularly through the course of this season, we've had our top rookie, Archie Haran, always towards the sharp end. So, Archie, how are things looking after qualifying? You must be pretty happy with fifth.
Yeah, I'm really happy because I had a really good battle with Callum and Jamie. But yeah, hopefully it'll go well from here, and I want to do really well.
What's you do, mate? Have a very good weekend. Have a good day at the office, mate. I have a feeling you're going to get one. And this is a very nice surprise to see Freddie Cox, first weekend in the championship, P6. Are you as surprised as everyone else?
Yeah. Good.
It's great to see you up here. I mean, you obviously get a real flow for the circuit. How does it feel out there compared to yesterday?
Feels a lot more quicker, like around the corners, a lot more grippy. Yeah.
So no pressure, but your first weekend in the championship, and obviously you're now fighting with Archie and Craig over there for the top rookie spot. Is that a bit more than you thought you would get out of it?
Yeah, I didn't think I'd get this much, so.
Fantastic. We'll keep it up, and we'll see you on the rostrum later, hopefully. Great stuff. Really, really exciting to see the competitive nature of the Cadets Championship. As I mentioned before, it is the biggest grid of the 2018 season. 19 karts in the Cadet Championship, and the battle is just 3.1 seconds from this end to that end. That is an incredible achievement, considering that this time last year it was a good 6 to 7 seconds. I think every single one of you deserves a massive pat on the back. The development and the rate of speed that's coming from you guys over 2018 has been absolutely fantastic. So I have a feeling you're going to see some big things from these guys in 2019. The Cadets are putting on quite a show. I'm going to try not to get run over by Jamie Warner as he gets put back into his position on the dummy grid. But what an amazing battle this is going to be in the Cadets. It's still very unpredictable. We've had 3 winners over the course of the year, one of which is currently not competing in the championship. Having won the title last year, Ellis Stevens did a few rounds and then has elected to focus on other things. But the other 2 have been winning every race since then. Oakley Keatley with 6 victories, Nathan Tye with 9. But based on the fact that Oakley Keatley has missed 1 round of the championship and then scored incredibly high everywhere else, his points tally is still very impressive indeed. And there is every chance that Keatley in these last 2 weekends could steal the championship away from Nathan Tye. He's got to stay focused, and Nathan Tye has got to make sure that everything he does as well as normal. But this is going to be a very, very fascinating day of racing. 9 races in total today, 3 per class, and the Cadets are about to get underway for the first of 3 races today. So the starting grid is on your live stream screens now. Looks as though Aidan Hassan's a little bit slow to get started from his pole position slot. Hopefully he will get out, but they are struggling to get him away from pole position. This could be a nightmare. If he gets started, Aidan Hassan will get pole position from Nathan Tye. Oakley Keatley and Charlie Humphreys, Archie Haran and Freddie Cox in that top 6 of the grid. Now Aidan Hassan has gone out. Thank goodness for that. Well, I wondered for a moment if all that hard work was going to be undone, but fortunately not the case. Craig Evans and Callum Lockett on the 4th row of the grid together, and it will be Riley Price and the new boy Mackenzie Taylor, I should say. Both newbies over the course of this season. Mackenzie Taylor only taking part in his 2nd weekend of the year, Riley Price in his 3rd, and they are right there on row 5. Brilliant talent from those 2. Jamie Gurney 11th with some difficulties in qualifying. Then Jamie Scott in 12th from Chase Sharp and Josh Turnbull. 15th and 16th on the grid will be Lily Jeffs and Hudson Cross. And then, of course, we'll see the last 3 drivers to take up position on the starting grid. It'll be Ali Hussein, Jake Bell, and then it will be Jamie Warner, both of whom had technical difficulties in the qualifying session, which has seen them fall to the back of the field. But they were not far away from where they were anyway in terms of their qualifying pace. So that is all fine and dandy. All it means effectively is that Jake Bell is 18th on the grid rather than 17th. So he's on the other side of the grid compared to where he originally was. You're going to have a bit of a wait now to get the grid formed up, because obviously Ali Hussein needs to get himself back into his position fairly quickly, and hopefully he will do so in good time. Otherwise we will go around for a 3rd formation lap, and I think that is going to be the case. So the field is going to have to go around again. So they are trying to get up to racing speed, and it is a false start, so that's good news for Aidan Hassan, because then he will be able to get himself back into his original grid position of pole. But where is Aidan Hassan? I can't see him at the moment. He's certainly not, the 55 is certainly not in position at the moment. Oh, he's pulled up the circuit. That's what's happened. Aiden Hassan is already out of the kart. I don't believe it. Pole position for Aiden Hassan from qualifying, and he has pulled off at Wilkins. This is a disaster. So failing to start initially, and then, well, he's going to have to watch the first race of the weekend from the marshal's post. That is agony. What a disaster for poor Aiden Hassan. All that hard work from qualifying undone, and now he will have to watch the race as a spectator. That hardly seems fair, does it? What a shame. What a shame. That's a bitter pill to swallow for anyone. So what it means effectively now, of course, is that it will be Nathan Tye on pole position from Oakley Keatley and Charlie Humphreys. Archie Haran, Freddie Cox, Craig Evans and Riley Price in there with Callum, Lockett and Mackenzie Taylor. So the field is going to be formed up. The race is going to get a start. It is a good getaway, and straight away Nathan Tye gets into the lead. No problem at all. Charlie Humphreys squeezing through in a second. Keatley trying to get back on the inside, but Humphreys runs deep and catches second position. Good work there from Charlie Humphreys to get through in a P2. A perfect getaway, absolutely textbook. And now the field heads up to Stratford Corner for the first time. A big lunge from Keatley up the inside, and he's made the move. Brilliantly done there from Keatley, up at a second place. Haran is now fourth on the back of Charlie Humphreys. Then it is Freddie Cox up in P5. Then it is Craig Evans. Jamie Gurney's made a terrific start. He's now up at the seventh place in front of Callum Lockett. So as they come down the back straight, Freddie Cox is just trying to get himself into a good track position. He's defended well there from Evans. Considering this is his first ever race in the birelART UK Series, he is having an amazing start to his career. So they come over the start-finish line, and out in front it is Nathan Tye who leads the way. Then it is Keatley. Then it is the number 6 of Charlie Humphreys in front of Haran. Evans now ahead of Freddie Cox. Callum Lockett makes the move on Jamie Gurney through the hairpin. Then it is the 102, I think that is, and Mackenzie Taylor. Another great start to his weekend in front of Jamie Scott and Riley Price. Then it's Turnbull, Jeffs, Cross, Sharp, Bell, Hussein and Jamie Warner. So they run down the back straight up towards the Bruno chicane. This is a long, long race. So down the back straight, there we go. Oh, two karts together at Bruno chicane. Two karts have gone there, unfortunately, and spun around. That's Josh Turnbull getting together with Jamie Scott. So I think one of them spun and the other one just hit the brakes to take avoiding action. No actual contact between the two, I don't think. So it was just one of those incidents, unfortunately. It happens. But out of the front, Oakley Keatley is closing in on Nathan Tye. The championship battle resumes. And with Nathan Tye with scores to drop and Oakley Keatley with none to drop. On a spin, that's Lily Jeffs. Lily Jeffs has gone at Cafe. Lily Jeffs has gone at Cafe Corner. Just a little bit touch over the brakes there. And it spins her around. Well, they did say this morning that the track was still fairly damp after yesterday's rain. And it was very cold as well. This morning it was about 3-4 degrees air temperature, so it wasn't very easy for any of the drivers to get up to speed in the warm-up or the qualifying session, but there are still some damp patches around the circuit as Oakley Keatley has now got into the lead. That didn't take him long, so these two are now likely to stretch out away from the rest of the field and they will start to battle for the victory. And the fantastic thing about this battle in 2018 between Oakley Keatley and Nathan Tye is that these two are best mates. They really are incredible chums around the circuit, and they are now battling for the title. So obviously both of them want to win it, but I've asked them both on several occasions through this year, you know, that's your best mate you're fighting with for the title. What if the other one gets it? And they say, we don't mind, we just want to race, we're just having fun. Really exciting stuff, and some brilliant racing all the way through the season we've had so far. Do please chat to us if you're watching along on the live stream. We've got all sorts of people watching from all over. Alex Goldschmidt is actually watching all the way from Belgium. And I know for a fact that with it being a championship that George Friday races in, we've got viewers all the way out in Australia. We always do. And I have a feeling we've got a few people all the way out in South Korea watching as well this time. It's a truly international sport, motor racing. And they go all the way around the world to watch. Here we go. That's Tye back in front of Keatley, but watch this. Jamie Gurney trying to make the moves on Archie Haran. Decides to think better of it. Slots back in as Mackenzie Taylor makes a very bold move there on Riley Price and gets the place. Really good racing all the way down this field. And in qualifying, there really is nothing to choose between these guys as Haran now goes on the defensive to keep Jamie Gurney at bay as they race for 4th place. Charlie Humphreys in 3rd position, not quite able to run at the same pace as Ty and Keatley, but is also there in 3rd as Jamie Gurney makes the bold move for P4. That's a brilliant overtaking move into the apex for the Bruno chicane. So he gets through very nicely indeed. So Nathan Ty in front of Oakley Keatley, then Charlie Humphreys in 3rd position, Archie Haran in 4th place, then it's Jamie Gurney from Callum, Lockett, Craig Evans, Freddie Cox, Mackenzie Taylor and Riley Price. So some good battling between these two cadets up at the front end. As they come through, all is fine and dandy for the moment. They don't need to worry too much about where they are in terms of lap pace because they've got plenty of great racing to come over the course of today. And it will go all the way to the wire, this championship fight between the two of them. Absolutely brilliant. Fantastic battles all the way through. As Keatley has got back in front of Nathan Ty now, these two will just swap positions for the remainder of this heat until it gets to the serious business of the last 2 laps, and then they really will go hammer and tongs. Takes a while for the race to be settled. We're just over 3 minutes to go in this race, so they're obviously going to take it right to the wire. They come over the line once again, and Oakley Keatley just running at the front of the field, even with Nathan Ty. Charlie Humphreys is close, but not close enough, really, to challenge for the victory this time. He's got the overall pace, but basically the Humphreys have been telling me they are just waiting for 2019 now because they're going to leap up into the junior category. He'll get 40 cc's more to play with, and then Charlie Humphreys can really demonstrate what he's capable of and emulate the likes of Tom Harvey and Dylan Briley, who have stepped out of cadets from 2018 and moved up to the juniors and been pretty impressive straight out of the blocks. So Oakley Keatley, Nathan Ty, Charlie Humphreys, Jamie Gurney, Callum, Lockett and Craig Evans. This is where the battle is. That's Freddie Cox battling away with Mackenzie Taylor. Archie Haran having just got through. Keep it together, Freddie. This is not a bad debut. He's running in there with another man who's only in his 2nd weekend of the championship. That man's in his 3rd weekend in the championship, Riley Price. So you can join the championship at any point, but obviously if you want a full campaign, that's when you can go for the title. It's a miserable sight as they pass Aidan Hassan's car to the side of the road. He really shouldn't be watching from the sidelines, but unfortunately that is his fate. So Keatley leading from Ty, Humphreys, Gurney and Lockett. Then it's Craig Evans leading the rookie charge. From Archie Haran, Freddie Cox and Mackenzie Taylor. Look at Gurney having to defend to cover off Craig Evans, who's now the top rookie once again. We've seen this so many times. He may not always get there in terms of qualifying pace, but in racecraft, Craig Evans is one of the best rookies in this championship and has several times been on the top spot at the end of the weekend as the leading rookie. And was there a bit of a moment there for somebody? Not sure. Thought I saw somebody have a moment there at Bruno chicane, but no. Out in front, still a good battle, but Archie Haran trying to move to cover up the inside of Craig Evans, and he's got through, but on the exit, Evans is going to try and get alongside once again. These two battling away as Callum Lockett's now going to go for the move on Jamie Gurney into turn 1. That's beautifully done from Lockett. And Jamie Gurney has to slot in. So Callum Lockett, considering where Callum Lockett was 18 months ago when he was several seconds off the bottom of the field, to be now battling away with Jamie Gurney, that is pretty spectacular. Here is the battle for the victory, and now the battle will start between these two. We've got 35 seconds left to go, so they're going to get one more lap in, I think. Here they come down to the hangar corner. Nathan Ty just trying to tuck in behind Oakley Keatley. They're going to come off the turn, out of Wilkins, and now Nathan Ty will go for the victory. These two are battling for the title. Every point will count, and they know it. For the race win, here comes Nathan Ty up the inside of Oakley Keatley for the lead. Oakley Keatley tries to get back on the inside, but that is tight enough. So he's just going to have to let it go. And that is a big moment in this race for Nathan Ty with not a lot of time left to run. 65 points could be going Nathan Ty's way, and that will be win number 10 this season if he can hold on to it. But Oakley Keatley will want to try and take it off him and level his victory tally. Oakley Keatley with 6 wins so far this season. Had he been racing at Glanigorse, I have a feeling the score and the balance would be a little bit more even. Here we go. Oakley Keatley trying to come around the far side of Nathan Ty. Tries to get the switch back. Decides to go round the far side up towards Wilkins. They come off the turn. Nathan Ty still a whisker in front of Oakley Keatley, but they have got 1 lap to go now around the circuit. So who is going to settle this one? 65 points up for grabs in the heats. So Oakley Keatley's going to try again for the inside of Nathan Ty. There's not enough room and he has to back out of the move. Nathan Tye just checks over his shoulder. Where's Oakley going to get me? If he's going to get me, I'm going to hold that inside line as much as possible. He defends to the inside line. Oakley Keatley trying to come around. What a beautiful dummy sold there by Keatley. Brilliant move on the inside. Now they're side by side again. And Nathan Tye's going to get Keatley on the undercut. Oh, brilliant. Up to the chicane once more. Keatley will try again for Nathan Tye. Down the back straight. It's up to them now. Nathan Tye suddenly realising that Oakley Keatley is not on the inside of him. He's going around the outside, but he couldn't get the switch back out of the final hairpin. Nathan Tye moving to cover the inside, but watch out. Oakley Keatley could get a better run. It's not quite going to be enough, though. Nathan Tye is going to take the checkered flag. Win number 10 this season in front of Oakley Keatley. That was close, but clean, fair racing throughout. Brilliant driving from the pair of them. Third place, Charlie Humphreys. Fourth place, well, it's hard to tell, actually, who's going to be fourth across the line. It is going to be Gurney, just in front of Haran, Lockett and Evans. How close was that? Mackenzie Taylor, 8th from Freddie Cox and Riley Price. Brilliant racing. Absolutely fantastic. And between Nathan Tye and Oakley Keatley, once again, absolutely nothing in it. Oh, brilliant. So, that's the 10th win of the season for Nathan Tye. He has literally come straight back in to the pits. He's been on the weighbridge and all is okay. And he looks pretty cool, calm and collected about it. That was some pretty close battling there, Nathan. He almost had you. That was very close towards the end there, to be fair. But even with the dummy, you realised he was going to drift a little wide at the hairpin and had the undercut.
Yeah, very unlucky for Oakley. Just made a little mistake and I was just able to get quickly at the inside. Trying not to do anything dangerous, get any penalties. Knowing that I had a warning at the beginning, trying to not do anything crazy and do anything weird, so yeah.
Superb. Well done. That's win number 10 this season.
Thank you.
Awesome stuff. Very close battling all the way through. Let's grab a word with the man in second position after another strong, positive performance there from Oakley Keatley. Another good race. He's wandered off a moment. I'm not entirely sure what for. So we'll have a word with Oakley a bit later, perhaps. Let's have a quick word with Charlie Humphreys, though. Charlie, third position. A good result. Let's need to be a little bit closer to these two through the race, I guess.
I had no grip. Hopefully we can get that sorted and hopefully I can get my way to the front.
Because in terms of the pace of the guys behind, you were disappeared and gone. All you need basically now is to just stay with these guys and another victory can come up.
Hopefully.
Good job, Charlie. Well done, mate. So a really exciting battle in the championship fight then continues as win number 10 goes the way of Nathan Tye. So it's a very exciting battle between the two as the racing is again clean, hard and fair, as it always is. And it's always very, very close in the cadet battle. And it's going to continue to be the way things have been in 2018. The tension, the nerves, but what an exciting race it was. And I have a feeling you're going to get 2 more races from the cadets like that today. Really brilliant racing. Absolutely fantastic. Cadet Series at Shenington, the penultimate round of the championship, round 7, and of the first heats, it's obviously going to be a very close battle. We've obviously got those 2 drivers at the front end of the grid fighting for supremacy again, Nathan Tye versus Oakley Keatley. We obviously have Charlie Humphreys and Jamie Gurney at the sharp end. We've got these guys in the rookie contingent, though, who are really starting to make a good impression on this weekend. Craig Evans and Mackenzie Taylor in particular put in some really good efforts over the course of the first race. Freddie Cox right up at the sharp end, along with Riley Price. All new names into the championship, certainly over the last 3 weekends, and all of them have been at this sharp end very early on. So we're going to get a really exciting race underway with some very exciting battles to come. We're going to clear the grid because it's time to send the drivers out on track. So the cadets are ready to go once again for another exciting battle. So apologies for the slight difficulties there with the audio stream. Not entirely sure what the situation was there, but it looks as though we've fixed it all okay now. So we will continue on. Apologies for that, folks, but certainly the pre-finals getting underway nice and neatly now for the birelART cadets. And after the first race, where we saw Nathan Tighe battling away there very nicely indeed with Oakley Keatley, I have a feeling the next 2 races are going to be a very similar proposition. Nathan Tighe versus Oakley Keatley is the championship battle, but Charlie Humphries is very close in behind in 3rd position and still a championship factor for the moment. So hopefully it will continue to be that way as we head to the season finale at Wilton Mill next month. But it all depends on what happens over the course of the next 2 races. There's an awful lot to play for behind as well. Jamie Gurney in P4 from Archie, Haran and Callum Lockett. All 3 of those drivers have been consistently towards the top 6. But now there's a new elite group of drivers who are charging after them. The gate raises and the cadets go out on track here at Shenington as we get ready for race action once again. So the drivers head out on circuit for their rolling lap and we get ready for the 2nd race of the day in the cadets. And obviously this is going to take us one step closer to the championship title. Now, of course, we get into the finals. The pre-final and the final are both scoring the same amount of points. It's 130 points for the race victory. So everybody is obviously going to be wanting to get that top spot. A pretty strong performance is going to be needed, but 130 points for the victory. And so far, looking at the dropped scores from the 2 title protagonists in the cadets rankings, well, obviously having missed the round of the championship at Glanigors due to injury, Oakley Keatley can miss 3 races he didn't start. So he doesn't actually drop any points at all, whereas Nathan Tighe drops 2 third places and a 2nd. So that's a lot of points to drop, actually. In fact, it totals 248 points across 2 finals and then 62 points from another heat. So he loses a lot of points in terms of his championship standings. And that definitely gives us a bit of a showdown heading to the last races of the season. So in these 2 finals that we have coming up here at Shenington and then moving into the final weekend of the year at Wilton Mill, it's going to be mighty, mighty close here at the birelART UK Series Cadet Championship. And despite the fact that currently Nathan Tighe has 10 wins compared to the 6 race victories that were taken over the course of the season by Oakley Keatley, it's actually going to be a very close title fight because they've both been readily consistent throughout the course of the year. So we should see them all being very closely matched. They come out of the final turn. Aidan Hassan, of course, will have to fight his way from the back of the grid, having needed to be originally pole position and charge his way forward. So let's see what happens in the 2nd of 3 races today for the cadets. It's going to be a clean start. Away we go, and a brilliant getaway from the inside line from Nathan Tighe. Oakley Keatley trying to carry the speed round the outside, but Charlie Humphries again is going to get to the inside and initially grab 2nd place. Just as was done originally. Aidan Hassan has already got past 4 karts as they stream through the first couple of corners. So a really good start to proceedings as they break for the Stratford hairpin for the first time. Charlie Humphries guarding that inside line for 2nd position. A really good start for the battle already. And it's going to be an absolutely terrific battle as the racing continues moving forward. So let's see how the drivers will go from here on in. Charlie Humphries in 3rd position, chasing down Oakley Keatley as Archie Haran has now slotted himself neatly into 4th place. Watch Charlie Humphries make the lunge into the final hairpin at Wilkins. Keatley trying to carry the speed round the outside and hangs on. Good bit of driving there from Oakley Keatley to remain in 2nd place as they come over the start-finish line once again. Nathan Tighe, your race leader. 2nd place, Oakley Keatley. 3rd, Charlie Humphries. Then in 4th, it is the 59 of Archie Haran. The 63 and the 92 in there as well. That is Jamie Gurney and Callum Lockett having a great scrap as they come up to the Stratford hairpin once again. Into the inside line. Callum Lockett defends and moves to cover for the inside line, but Jamie Gurney's going to have another great opportunity off the turn. And look, behind them, that is Aidan Hassan making moves on Craig Evans. He's had to back out of it, but that's how quickly through the field Aidan Hassan has moved forward. I was hanging out with him over the lunch break, and Aidan Hassan was a little disappointed, but completely and totally motivated to move forward up the field, and he's made the move now on Craig Evans, so that is 7th position for Aidan Hassan already, and that is from 19th to 7th in 2 laps. So a really good start to proceedings from Aidan Hassan as they come through. Nathan Tighe in front of Oakley Keatley at the moment. Then it is Charlie Humphries from Archie Haran, Jamie Gurney, Callum Lockett, Aidan Hassan, then Evans, Taylor, Price, Cox. Then it is Turnbull from Jamie Scott, Hudson Cross, Hussein, Sharp, Jeffs, Bell and Warner. And they're all still very much together in the same mix. It's a lot drier and a lot warmer, the track temperature, than the earlier race. So we are finally starting to get bone dry conditions around the circuit here at Shenington. Here comes Oakley-Keatley for the first attempt at the overtaking move. Nathan knows he's there, so he's not going to resist. He's just going to let him go. And then he'll tuck in behind. So these two will once again do their victory dance out front and just get away from the rest of the field, and then they will battle for the victory with 2 to go. That tends to be the way they go. Here goes Aiden Hassan making the move on Archie Haran, and he gets through. Nice bit of overtaking there. So he gets through into the position. Very nice work. So that is Archie Haran now down into 5th position, as Aiden Hassan now puts the moves on Jamie Gurney and gets through on the inside. Great bit of driving from Aiden Hassan. He is just charging through the field using that same incredible speed that we saw from him in qualifying. Now, if he can get himself up into 3rd position, he is right back in the hunt for the victory for the final. But he'll need to close up on Charlie Humphries to do that. But what a drive back through from the back of the grid this is from Aiden Hassan. From 19th and last, he has now got himself up into P4. And he's already closing up on Charlie Humphries for a potential 3rd place. So off the turn. 2 leaders nose to tail still. Oakley-Keatley and Nathan Tyne. Here goes Hassan for 3rd already. And he's into 3rd. 12 months ago, I got on my high horse when Aiden Hassan grabbed 3rd position. This time I'm doing it again. But this time it is because he's gone from the back of the field to the front. So Aiden Hassan right back in the mix again. And if he can hang on to 3rd position and get a good start in the final, he could take his first win in birelART Cadets. So a great fight back from Aiden Hassan. Really well fought, as these two continue to battle. Nathan Tyne versus Oakley-Keatley. Apart from the 3 races earlier in the year that were won by last year's champion Ella Stevens, these two have won every race this year. Oakley-Keatley and Nathan Tyne battling away as they come off the final turn and onto the main straight once again. There's a long way still to go, 6 minutes and 8 seconds as they cross the line. But of course these two will be battling away all the way to the finish. They continue to push. It's a long, long race, the pre-final, so they are obviously not going to be too concerned, those two, about battling for the victory yet. At the moment, they just want to pull away from the rest of the field. When there's not a lot of time left to go, less than a minute, then they will start fighting. So they'll continue to charge forward. They come through the Bruno chicane. That's the battle further back. We've got Callum Lockett in front of Evans, Mackenzie Taylor, Riley Price, Jamie Scott, Freddie Cox. They're all having a great little tussle. And then they come onto the back straight. Here goes Craig Evans making a move on Callum Lockett up to the inside line. So Oakley-Keatley having a really great run with Nathan Tyne in behind him. Aiden Hassan in P3, Charlie Humphries is 4th, then it is Jamie Gurney in with Archie Haran. Haran trying to come through on the inside, and here is that duel. Craig Evans to the inside of Callum Lockett and sweeps through. Nicely done by Craig Evans. So he is there now into 7th place in front of Callum Lockett. Mackenzie Taylor 9th, Mackenzie Taylor 9th, Riley Price 10th. Then it is Jamie Scott. Further back, we've got a nice little tussle going on as well between Lily Jeffs and Hudson Cross as they continue their own little battle for 14th. Callum Lockett's got back alongside Craig Evans. He's going to go through, and so too is Mackenzie Taylor. Mackenzie Taylor goes through. So the leading rookie looks like it's going to be Archie Haran in this race at the moment. Craig Evans gesturing to Riley Price. Let's go and get the guys up front. And Craig Evans is very good at basically talking Riley Price out of making the overtake. Come on, let's work together and go catch the leaders. Aiden Hassan's got past Charlie Humphries and is just dropping him as Hassan now charges his way through to 3rd and is slowly trying to eke out a bit of a gap to charge after Keatley and Tyne. But it's the final where he's really going to get his chance to go for it. So Keatley and Tyne 1st and 2nd, then Aiden Hassan in 3rd from Humphries, Gurney, Haran, Lockett, Taylor. Here is that battle, Lockett, Taylor and Evans. Then Riley Price in the 60, then it is Jamie Scott in the 49, and then in the 24 it is Freddie Cox in 12th in front of Josh Turnbull, Lily Jeffs, Hudson Cross, Ali Hussein, Chase Sharp, Jake Bell and Jamie Warner. Up the inside, that's a good lunge from Craig Evans to get into 8th place past Mackenzie Taylor, and a nice move for 10th as well from Jamie Scott on Riley Price. So they get through without too much drama. Evans again gesturing to Mackenzie Taylor, who's trying to come around the outside. Let's just slot in and catch after the guys in front. It's difficult to justify that when they're slipping further back down the order in terms of position on track. But Oakley, Keeley and Nathan Tye still run together. Aiden Hassan is 2 seconds back and still trying to get the deadlock down. In terms of lap times, they are having a really interesting battle at the front end. Fastest lap of the race has come from Oakley Keeley on a 51.013. Tye is second, but Hassan has the second fastest lap of the race as he charges after them to try and break down the gap. The 2 seconds is a lot to ask of any driver at this level. Here comes Callum Lockett with Craig Evans standing behind. Evans is going to make the lunges in. No, he thinks better of it. He's going to have to play the long game here if he wants to get the place. But still, Aiden Hassan is running very close with Oakley Keeley and Nathan Tye. The gap has come down to 1.5 seconds. He may have a chance here to catch up to them. And I think they are going to realise very quickly that Aiden Hassan is becoming a major thorn in the side. He's taken half a second out of them on this lap. There's Charlie Humphries in fourth. Keep an eye on these two. Watch Hassan. He's absolutely flying around the circuit. Really got good pace here this time as they continue to charge forward. Here are the leaders. If you look back in the distance, not so far away now is Aiden Hassan. So Keeley and Tye still running together in formation. Have they got enough speed to stay in front of Hassan? Well, Nathan Tye is going to make the move. Here he goes up the inside. And Nathan Tye takes the lead into turn one. Through Cafe Corner, they want to be careful. If they make too much of an overtaking battle, then the man behind them, Aiden Hassan, is going to get closer still. But Nathan Tye is trying to protect the inside line. So Nathan Tye leading the way now from Oakley Keeley. If they battle too much, they are going to give Aiden Hassan a golden opportunity. But I think this is the point of the race when these two would start racing for the victory. So it's now or never, effectively, over these last 3 laps. Oakley Keeley tried to sell Nathan Tye a pretty strong dummy last time out. So let's see if he can get it done this time as he comes from a long way back into Wilkins, tries to get a faster run off the turn. Back down the straight. Oakley Keeley looks to the right side of the circuit, just trying to get a bit of an undercut on Nathan Tye. Nathan just protects that inside line through the first hairpin, through Cafe. Aiden Hassan is only 1 second away. He sets the fastest lap of the race, 50.988, the only man to duck under 51 seconds for the lap. And Nathan Tye is ultra defensive. Keeley trying to come right round the outside into the hairpin. They're both going to drift out wide and Keeley's going to drop back. Hassan is now right on the tail. He's going to go for second. Hassan dives for the inside and gets second position. Here we go. The race for victory is on now. Down the back straight. Now Keeley will still want a chance of the victory. So as they run out of time, Hassan's going to have a look for Nathan Tye. Here he comes. From last to first, it's possible, and Hassan goes for the lead. Hassan leads. Unbelievable. 1 lap to go, and Aiden Hassan could well pull off the move that gets him from last to first. Is Hassan going to get this one done? Keeley on the inside of Tye. They both drift out wide. So this could be Hassan picking up his first win of the season if he hangs on. From last position to first, can he get there? Don't defend too much, Aiden. You don't need to at the moment. You've got a couple of kart lengths. I think Aiden Hassan's done enough here. Absolutely spectacular. I can't remember the last time anybody has gone from dead last to first in birelART Cadets. But Aiden Hassan is so close. 2 corners away. The misery of being robbed of pole position. Finally, the moment he's going to appear. He's been waiting for this for so long. And now, at last, Aiden Hassan wins in birelART Cadet. Brilliant. And the applause here is absolute jubilation from everyone in the paddock. At last, Aiden Hassan joins the winners list in birelART Cadet. What a hero. Absolutely amazing. From last to first. And we still got battles as they come over the line. But what a fantastic result here in birelART Cadet. Never, ever give up. Absolutely fantastic. Well, no matter what happens in the final, that is an amazing moment. And there's a lot of heart fluttering going on down here at the moment. It's a moment of euphoria A moment of absolute joy for the Haran Racing fraternity. Brilliant. Absolutely amazing. Let's just check the weighbridge. All is fine. Brilliant. You're never really sure until you get on the weighbridge, but that is done. It says on the cart, dream, believe, achieve. And what a fantastic result. Brilliant. There are tears already down here. Brilliant. Let's have a quick word. Aidan, well, you've been fighting for that one for 18 months, mate. A lot of hard work, but finally you are a winner in birelART Cadet. That must feel so good.
Yeah, it feels great. I worked really hard for that, and it basically I'd wish Nathan and Oakley luck, but I just don't know how I caught them two up.
Fantastic, mate. What a result. You are a winner. Well done, mate. Wow. Absolutely fantastic. Some great results there from the birelART Cadets, but that is a great way to set us up for the final. Aidan Haran takes his first win in birelART Cadet. Having taken a victory in the previous race, Aidan Haran now looking good for his second win, potentially, of the weekend. Oakley Keatley alongside him on the front row of the starting grid. Nathan Tighe will be P3 along with Charlie Humphreys. It's great to see a new driver at the top spot of the standings. And Aidan Haran starts the final after his first ever win in cadets from pole position. Alongside him, Keatley, Tighe and Humphreys on the second row. Archie Haran currently leading the rookie standings. Alongside him, Jamie Gurney. Then Callum, Lockett and Craig Evans together on the fourth row of the starting grid. And rounding out the top 10, it is going to be a very close battle between Mackenzie Taylor and Jamie Scott, two more rookies who have given us a great show. Now the field is starting to form up, so hopefully we will get a good start, although the field is still spread out ridiculously far. There is a red flag coming out. So I think the race is actually going to be stopped as we are under a yellow flag on the formation lap. But the red flag is out, so they are being stopped on the start-finish line. I'm not entirely sure what's happening, but there's the rest of the grid. Josh Turnbull and Riley Price will be on the sixth row of the grid. Then Freddie Cox and Lily Jeffs, Hudson Cross and Ali Hussein, Chai Sharp and Jamie Warner, and then Jake Bell from 19th on the grid. But the drivers are being told by Matt Daniels to switch off engines. I think it's basically because they just weren't even close to being ready for a start of the race. And they all know the start procedure, of course. So a very strange way to start the race here in the cadets final. Obviously the tensions are still a little bit high and the nerves are jangling just a little bit after the earlier crash in the Super Elites 125cc race. But the cadets are obviously preparing for their last race of the weekend. But what a result it has been for Aidan Haran, the man who starts this race from pole position, has finally tasted victory, and now he doesn't want to give it up. He may well come through at the end of this one as the winner of the final as well, but he's got a very, very tough job to get there. basically because with the carts being sent out to the pits, there was one half of the grid that didn't get away, and that was initially because of a delay in the starting motor for Oakley-Keighley. So one half of the grid was in position, the other half was still not quite in position. So that is the reason for the reform of the grid. So what will happen is the carts will now be positioned on the starting grid, and that will become the dummy grid. They'll be put back into their positions, they'll restart it, and then off and away they'll go. So just one of those things, it happens, but it means that we've got a little bit more time for a bit of a build-up going into the third and final races of the day in each of our three classes, for cadets, for juniors, and for super elites. So the engines are now all on, they are ready to roll again, and off they go into formation. And this time, there is no trouble. Well done to Andy Cox and Matt Daniels for overseeing all of that. So now the drivers will once again go around in formation in the cadet final. After a cracking race, the pre-final from last to first, Aiden Hassan justifies his pole position from qualifying and takes his first ever win in the birelART Cadets in the pre-final. Now we're here in the final, and he wants to walk away with a big trophy, but he's going to have a very tough job. Let's be fair, the two championship protagonists are going to be there with him all the way through. That is going to be Oakley-Keighley and Nathan Ty, championship battlers, and they will have a very, very difficult race in order to try and beat Aiden Hassan. Hassan's got plenty of speed around here, knows the track absolutely inside out now. So this is going to be a very difficult race to win. And all of the drivers in the mix are going to want to give it their best. Hassan and Keighley, Ty and Humphreys, Haran and Gurney. The top six as they come off the final turn. This time the start looks pretty superb. Let's see if we're going to get a clean start. We're not quite. There's a couple of positions not quite in line. Got to remember that these guys are as young as 7. So obviously they are still learning as they do. So it's not quite a start to the race as yet. But they're obviously, tension's very high. Every time there's a false start, I always get a little bit nervous, especially if it's in a final, because you never quite know what's going to happen as a result of all of that. But this is going to be a trio of very exciting races. The longest races of the day, these 12 minutes plus 1 lap. For the cadets. For the juniors and elites, it is 14 minutes plus 1 lap. But this is going to be a serious battle between the cadets. They've been absolutely sensational all day long, and this is the race they all want to win. The final is the big one. They score as many points for the final as they do for the pre-final, but it's a longer race, and it's the race that decides who walks away with the trophies from the weekend. This is the race they all want to win. So now let's see how it works out. Aiden Hassan, Oakley-Keighley, Nathan Ty, Charlie Humphreys, Archie Haran, Jamie Gurney, Callum, Lockett and Craig Evans. Let's see who gets off the line first. We'll see them in rolling formation. Is it going to be a good start? Yes, it is. Away we go, and Aiden Hassan gets a perfect start. He's going to get some pressure from Oakley-Keighley round the outside, but he slots into position neatly. Keighley dives for the inside of Nathan Ty. Charlie Humphreys on the inside of Nathan Ty as well to move into third, but Nathan Ty keeps the pressure on the inside line and retains the place. So a perfect start for Aiden Hassan. Oh, and Oakley-Keighley tries to make the move on Aiden Hassan, and they rub barges, they rub bumpers there. And Oakley-Keighley has managed to get through. That was very tight, but Aiden Hassan in second place now. But we saw how he fought his way back from last to first, so going from second to first, that wouldn't be too much of a problem for Aiden. The big question is, when is he going to make the move? Because he's obviously wanting to make... Oh, he's going to do it straight away, is he? No, not quite. I thought maybe just a move into Wilkins there might have opened up. But for the moment, it is Aiden Hassan leading the race in terms of the man who came through. But Oakley-Keighley is the race leader. Aiden Hassan still second. Third is Nathan Ty. Then it's Humphreys. Gurney's made a good start up into 5th place. Then it's Haran, Lockett, Evans, Scott, Mackenzie Taylor and Lily Jeffs. So down into the Stratford hairpin once again. I love watching these two battles unfold. You get the established drivers up at the front, but then you also get the rookies squabbling away at the back as well. And some of those rookies have even managed to get themselves amongst the established guard. So here is Keighley, Hassan and Nathan Ty still all battling away for supremacy. Nathan Ty just getting a little bit of a lunge up the inside of Aiden Hassan. That will do. I'll take the lead, thanks. Or certainly I'll take second place. I'll get in front. But Oakley Keatley ahead of Nathan Ty and Aiden Hassan for the moment as they continue to duel. And now Nathan Ty is going to go straight away for the move on Oakley Keatley. He gets into the lead but runs out wide. Keatley's going to get alongside him again. And they're still going to be side by side. So Aiden Hassan's going to slot in. Nathan Ty protecting Big Star to move to cover as Oakley Keatley gets very deep into the Stratford hairpin. And Aiden Hassan's going to get a good lunge off the turn. This is now a three-way fight for victory. Just as it was in the pre-final. But it looks as though these three are going to be the established form bookmakers of this field for the remainder of the season. Oakley Keatley gets up alongside Nathan Ty. Ty realises he's there, allows Oakley Keatley the chance to go. And how about Aiden Hassan? He's just sitting back in third. He's letting it all unfold. He's not getting flustered. There's a long, long way to go. 10 minutes plus the additional bonus lap. So Keatley out in front of Nathan Ty. Then it is Aiden Hassan. Still, they duel away for the lead. In fourth place is Charlie Humphreys. Then it's Archie Haran and Callum Lockett. Jamie Gurney and Craig Evans. Jamie Scott in front of Mackenzie Taylor. Then it is Riley Price as up the inside. That's Nathan Ty making the lunge again for Oakley Keatley. And it looks as though we've had an issue for Jamie Gurney. Jamie Gurney seems to have lost a lot of ground. But now Aiden Hassan's going to get up the inside of Oakley Keatley. He thinks better of it. So Jamie Gurney was in fifth position in front of Callum Lockett. Now he is down to seventh. So something's not quite right there for Jamie Gurney. In fact, he's pulling off. Jamie Gurney's got a mechanical failure. That is such a shame. He's pulling off on the exit of Bruno Chicane. So that is a real disaster for Jamie Gurney. All weekend, he has not quite had the pace that we expect to see from him. As at the inside, Oakley Keatley defends from Nathan Ty and holds on to the lead. So through they come. Oakley Keatley still from Nathan Ty and Aiden Hassan. Then it's Humphreys, Haran, Lockett, Evans, Jamie Scott battling with Riley Price, Mackenzie Taylor and Lily Jeffs. Then it is Josh Turnbull in front of Hudson Cross. So Oakley Keatley now back in front once again. Having got through on Nathan Ty, Aiden Hassan still sat right there in third position. He can just sit and watch it all unfold. He doesn't want to push the tyres too hard. They want to make sure they can go to the end of the race. And there is a nice little battle in amongst the rookies. That is the 60 of Riley Price getting onto the back of Jamie Scott. Mackenzie Taylor in the 102. Still trying to run in formation. Here comes Riley Price to move up the inside of Scott. Oh, well covered by Jamie. This is great position between these three. Still nose to tail between the top three. This time it's Nathan Ty having got through into the lead now in front of Oakley Keatley and Aiden Hassan. Good to watch the battle in the midfield as well as at the very sharp end. But those three are still locked together. You haven't missed any, excuse me, you haven't missed anything between the leaders. So they come through into the Bruno Chicane once again, the race leaders, and onto the hanger straight. It's going very well indeed for these three. They have stretched out a gap over Charlie Humphreys. Here's the battle further back. This is Jamie Scott with Riley Price, Mackenzie Taylor and Lily Jeffs. They're having a really strong battle. Lily Jeffs has just been filing up behind these three, waiting for them to make an error. As up the inside goes Riley Price, and Lily Jeffs has made a very good counter move into the inside of Mackenzie Taylor, and Lily Jeffs gets through there into P10. Good bit of opportunistic racing there from Lily. She's very much picked up the mantle left by Ella Stevens as the top lady in cadets, and round the outside, that was a big lunge from Riley Price to the inside. Jamie Scott now having to defend. That's the battle further up the road. This is Archie Haran versus Callum Lockett. Craig Evans just sitting tight in 7th position. And look at this squabble for 8th. It's anybody's guess. As Nathan Ty and Oakley Keatley are now side by side down the back straight. They're going to be absolutely at it once again, these two. Up towards Hanger Corner. So let's see as the battle continues between those three into Wilkins. Callum Lockett, meanwhile, trying to come around the outside of Archie Haran. Leaders coming over the line. And still they battle away. Is there going to be a battle for the victory again between these three? Yes, there is. Still leading, the number 9 of Oakley Keatley. 2nd place, Nathan Ty. 3rd place, the 55 of Aiden Hassan. Any one of these three could take a win. Nathan has one. Aiden has one. Oakley has won before this season. So all three of them now race winners. Who's going to win the final here at Shenington? Oakley Keatley leading the way. Nathan Tighe second. Aidan Hassan third. Charlie Humphreys looks behind him. Despairs a little bit. He hasn't got any help from behind to move further forward. But these three absolutely dueling. Nathan Tighe, every time he gets an opportunity to get back on terms with Oakley Keatley up the inside, he takes it, and here he goes on the inside line into Wilkins, and Oakley Keatley is back down to second place. Nathan Tighe, championship leader, takes the lead of the race. But we're not done yet. Here comes Oakley Keatley again for the inside line and takes the lead back again. These two just swapping positions. Aidan Hassan's being very sensible here, actually. He's just sat in third position, letting them play out. He's even backed away just a little bit, and that could be the difference between winning and losing this race, because he'll save himself a little bit on the tyres, and then that way he could end up having the freshest tyres coming into the final couple of laps. So Aidan Hassan is definitely not done yet. 4 minutes and 38 on the clock plus the additional lap. The very fact that he's still on the back of them is going to be the deciding factor in this race. He is not out of this contention yet. Into Wilkins, and still going well for Oakley Keatley and Nathan Tighe as they battle away for the victory. They come over the start-finish line once again. Up towards the first corner. This is a bit late from Nathan Tighe, but he does snip up the inside of Oakley Keatley. That's one of the latest overtakes into Park Bend I've ever seen. But Aidan Hassan's now right on the back of Oakley Keatley as a result. So he did say he's not done yet. If anything, this race is just getting started between these three as Keatley now dives at the inside of Nathan Tighe and takes the lead back again. And again, Aidan Hassan is just sat there in third position, letting these two play it out. Those two are fighting for the championship. Aidan Hassan is not really a championship contender as such, but he could certainly take third off Charlie Humphreys in the title fight. And his form in the second half of the season has been immense. And now here on the inside goes Nathan Tighe, takes the lead back from Oakley Keatley. That means they have swapped the lead 3 times now over this one lap. And now Hassan's deciding, I've had enough, I'm going for the move into second place. He goes into the lead, he goes! Aidan Hassan sweeps past them both. Enough of your mucking about, I'm going to take the lead. Brilliant from Hassan. Absolutely superb. You guys are mucking about now, and now they both dive up the inside of Aidan Hassan to go through in a first and second. They are through. Absolutely amazing. Any one of the three of these guys could take the victory with less than 3 minutes to go. Truly fantastic. Now Keatley's going to get alongside Nathan Tighe again. This is like Monza Formula 1 in the 70s as now Hassan gets up the inside of both Tighe and Keatley. He's done them both again. And he runs wide. Oh, and there's a little bit of a jockey for position as Nathan Tighe gets up on the wheel. And somehow they all get away with that. But that just got a little bit too close for comfort. So Keatley winds up in the lead, Tighe in second and Hassan third. But how there wasn't a bigger incident between the two of them, I'll never know. I want to see that one back again. We'll have to see that one back a little later, I think, because they're going to miss things otherwise. Nathan Tighe at the inside. There's a warning there for contact that's gone to Aidan Hassan. So the stewards obviously decided that it was Aidan that just got a little bit too far over the mark. Keatley and Tighe side by side through the Brunner chicane. Keatley's going to get the undercut here on Nathan. Aidan Hassan's going to tag in behind. Nathan just watching to see what happens. Aidan Hassan's going to get alongside if he gets an opportunity. Oakley Keatley's going to get the lead though as they come off the hairpin into the next lap. Less than 2 minutes to go now. Aidan Hassan sat right there in third position. He's getting some good moves done here, but he's waiting for the prime moment. Oakley Keatley goes a little bit deep. Nathan Tighe's going to get alongside him. Aidan Hassan's already outfoxed them both on more than one occasion today. So let's see if he can do it again. He cuts through across into the braking zone. Nathan Tighe gets up the inside of the hairpin. Aidan Hassan's going to drive off the hairpin this time. Is he going to take the lead? No, he hangs back. Well, he's got a bit in reserve. He doesn't need to push it yet. These two are still squabbling for the victory. This is an absolute knife edge. Keatley now on the inside of Nathan Tighe again. He sweeps by. Nathan Tighe's going to get back to the inside and take him straight back again. This is brilliant. More overtakes in one birelART cadet race than I've seen in the most part of a season. And now Aidan Hassan goes in with Oakley Keatley round the far side as Nathan Tighe protects the inside. Into Cafe Corner again. This will be the penultimate lap. They will run out of time at the end of this one. But how close is it going to be? And whoever wins it is definitely going to have earned it. As up the inside, Keatley dives for the inside of Nathan Ty. Ty gets him back off the undercut. They're going to be side by side. And Aiden Hassan's just watching it unfold. Nathan Ty gets back in front. Keatley drops back in. Looks for the undercut off the Bruno chicane. He's got a good run again. With support from Aiden Hassan. Hassan goes one way, Keatley goes the other. They're both going to dive for the inside of Nathan Ty. Ty's going to get back across on Oakley Keatley and takes the lead back. Well, actually, as they cross the line, I think they're going to get, they get the one lap board. Last lap, Aiden Hassan splits them up the middle, comes round the outside and takes the lead. What a move from Hassan! He splits them up the middle into Cafe Corner. Absolutely superb. Can he hang on? He's defending like crazy. Nathan Ty getting a little bit too eager into the hairpin. Who's going to come out on top? Nathan Ty slots in behind Hassan. And Oakley Keatley's in the lead. And he's got space. I think Keatley's going to get this one. A little bit too close between Ty and Hassan, and it's put them out both wide. And Oakley Keatley's going to make it 3 different winners from the 3 cadet races. What a showdown this is going to be at the season finale at Wilton Mill. Out of the final turn, Oakley Keatley wins the final here. Absolutely magnificent racing. Aiden Hassan second, Nathan Ty third. And that sets us up for a right royal rumble at Wilton Mill. Oh, wowee. Charlie Humphreys is fourth. And once again, the leading rookie is Archie Haran. Callum Lockett in 6th overall. From Craig Evans, Josh Turnbull just in front of Mackenzie Taylor. And Lily Jeffs with Jamie Scott in the mix there and Riley Price in connection as well. Hudson Cross, over the line. Ooh, Freddie Cox nearly beating Ali Hussein over the line with Chase Sharp, Jamie Warner and Jake Bell coming through. Sadly, Jamie Gurney with a mechanical problem stopped out on the circuit and out of the race. But what a scrap between Keatley, Hassan and Ty. So many highlights in that one. I think the winner for the best overtaking moves, though, has got to be Aiden Hassan. Let's look back at what was a thrilling battle. As soon as these 3 got out in front, war just began in earnest. Nathan Ty putting off a few choice moves of his own as well. Up to 2nd position. We're just watching the highlights now on the stream. Nathan Ty pulled off some beautiful overtakes to get himself into the lead of the race in the early stages. But as soon as Oakley Keatley came to town, he knew that there was always going to be a tough race on hand, but I'm not sure they realised just how ferocious Aiden Hassan was going to be through the race. These moves were just amazing. Aiden Hassan in particular just really showed his flair in that cadet final. But Nathan Ty pulled off some absolute crackers, last-minute moves and last-minute swoops. This one was a particularly good one. Hassan up the inside of 1 and then 2 of them to sweep through and take the lead. Stupendous, absolutely amazing. But he pulled off an even better move later. Watch this one. First past Ty, there's enough room to get past Keatley as well. He almost had that one. And then as he came back onto the circuit, he suddenly realised that Nathan Ty was there. That was not intentional. But this one was pretty sweet as well. Oakley Keatley sweeps by. Nathan Ty moves across to cut them both off and took back the lead. But then came this from Aiden Hassan. He just split them up the middle and did them both through that first corner. Absolutely amazing. That one even got a round of applause down in the holding area from the juniors. But Oakley Keatley winning in fantastic style. He really deserved that. Good battle to the flag between those 2. And there's your result. Oakley Keatley wins the final here at Shenington. And with him in a battle for the championship with Nathan Ty heading to the season finale at Wilton Mill, it is going to be an amazing end to the year.